212.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, we want to bring forth to the stage a very special guest, the undisputed.
Nah, son, baby. And this is another episode.
Can't help but swing it, boy. Swing it, brother, swing.
And this is your host. Nah, son, baby. Here we go. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. You know, I was talking to a female associate, and she was telling me how a lot of guys would inbox her talking about nothing. You know, a lot of dudes are socially awkward to the point where they don't know how to talk themselves out of a wet paper bag, and it's to the point where they become weird. You feel me? Because they're socially awkward, and it's like, damn, it's like how hard it is to go to a woman's page and to see what she's about, you know, because a lot of people nowadays, they're open books. You know, we're living in a fishbowl called social media, and a lot of people undress their soul, bare themselves naked, no pun intended, on social media to the point where, you know, it's not difficult to go on somebody's page, do your research, and use what you see as a talking point to introduce yourself in a conversation. You understand me? So I was talking to a lady friend, and she was telling me how a lot of dudes, they have no mojo, they have no swag, they have no pizzazz when it comes to speaking with her. You know, all they talk about is sex, you know, and don't get it wrong. She loves sex. She loves to bust her nut. But she's like, damn, you know, seduce me first, you know, because a lot of women want to be seduced. You know, they want to be seduced by a man's personality, a man's charm, a man's confidence, a man's assertiveness. You feel me? You can't seduce a woman just by sticking your dick out. You feel me? So, you know I talk a lot from a male perspective, and I wanted to sprinkle a little bit of feminine energy onto my podcast by bringing forth that feminine principle, that feminine voice. So it could balance out, you know, the yin and the yang. You feel me? So my lady friend, she recorded, you know, through Facebook Messenger, she recorded a few messages for me to piece together, because Facebook, they only allow you to record like a minute of voice messaging. So I pieced it together, and I did my thing to come up with, you know, an example, just one of many examples of how dudes come across as weirdos online. When talking to women, it's easy. It's relatively easy. You know, just be yourself. But then again, when a lot of dudes be themselves, they screw up. Because like I said, they have no charm. They have no charisma. They have no mojo. They have no pizzazz. But anyway, without further ado, enjoy.
I remember this was the craziest of the madness. This dude, he was like, he lived in Canada. Fucking Canada. Nothing wrong with Canada. I actually want to go to Canada to see, the lights in the sky. I want to see that. But anyways, so he takes it. He inboxes me one day, and he was like, I lived in Louisiana at the time, and he was like, "Do you live in the forest or the jungle?" And I was like, "What? What the fuck?" I'm like, "No, I do not live in the fucking jungle. The fuck?" And he was like, "Well, your house where you stay at is surrounded by trees." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I started looking around. I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Because my apartment complex, it was surrounded by trees. There's a like a reserve park right next to two of the apartment complexes, and I lived in one of those, so it's a shitload of trees out there, but whatever. So he was like, I could see you on Google Maps, on Google Earth. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I remember my kid at the time, my son showed me how to use it one day. And, he was like 8 at the time. 8, 9 years old at that time. Anyway, whatever. And I was like, why the fuck are you looking me up on Google Maps? I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking weird. It's fucking weird. And then right after that, I get a knock at the door. And I open the door and it's a floral delivery, service at my door, giving me like 2 vases of, 2 dozen roses and a card. And my phone rings and he's like, I hope you like your flowers. And I was like, dude, I don't even know how the fuck you got my address. And once again, he's like, Google Earth, Google Maps and Earth. I'm like, oh my God. And he was like, you should come visit Canada, Toronto. That's where he was. You should visit Toronto for 1 week and then come back again for 2 weeks. And then the third time stay and the third time stay forever. I was like, stay forever, nigga. I don't fucking know you. Like, nigga, I met you in a fucking... This was when, the adult groups had just popped off during this time, too. So it was like, it was no restrictions. Whatever happened in the fucking groups. And I'm like, dude, I don't know you. I just met you. And I'm damn sure not finna fucking, hop countries and continents to be with some dude that I don't fucking know. Like, dude, you could be a serial killer. I don't fucking know. And then he a fucking African. Not that I have anything against Africans, but he kept telling me, him and his wife was, they were separated. They was legally separated, but they still lived in the same house because neither one of them wanted to buy out the other in this house or some dumb shit. I don't fucking know. And I was like, yeah, I know you fucking Africans are accustomed to having more than one wife, and I don't want to be a part of the Mobutu tribe. I just can't do it. And this was when I was still vanilla too, and I just didn't have no type of understanding with poly or any of that shit. And I was like, nah, that shit dead. And then he calls me, he was like, yo, I just paid for your plane ticket. I'm like, what plane ticket? He was like, try working on getting you a passport. Yeah, so I was like, I'm not buying no goddamn passport. Like, dude, I'm not coming up there unless shit dead.
What's wrong with you, boy?
Exactly. Like, I was so disturbed by that. This shit is crazy. And like, people are fucking crazy. Having fans are crazy. It's not, And this one person, he just was the whole reason why I have a filter on my shit. So random motherfuckers can't get in my shit. The motherfucker, when the groups first hit, he was like, damn, you fine, you sexy as fuck. He was like, send me $500. What, nigga? What? He was like, yeah, so I can catch the bus and come up there. I say, what? Then this nigga called me on Messenger, was like, sell your TV. Go take your TV to a pawn shop and sell it. Like, I can't even explain the madness. People are crazy. Yeah, you can't fuck with all your fans. You speak to them motherfuckers and keep it moving. You have a few fans that you real cool with, and you be like, I might can fuck with you in real life. The rest of them, you be like,